Hey Leamons, welcome back to another video of mine. So I'm doing another Iceberg video for Animal Jam. If you don't know what an iceberg is a list covering a fandom, which could be for a show or game, for example. In this case, I'm doing an iceberg for Animal Jam, so it's anything and everything related to Animal Jam, both classic and play wild. This iceberg is massive. I've made one before in the past, but it wasn't very long, and I cut many things out of the list due to them being surrounded to Animal Jam drama, which I don't really mind covering now, as long as I briefly and respectfully go over them. More to just explain to you what they are without giving my actual opinions on the matters or people involved. I guess I just don't feel satisfied with my very first iceberg video I've made and wanted to create another one. The iceberg I've chosen to go over is made by Antoxtrr on Fandom.com. Before jumping into the iceberg, I wanted to go over some key things. This list covers glitches, /cheats, jammers, events, lore/rumors, features, locations/parties/adventures, community practices, items/animals/pets/dens, side apps/web pages. The iceberg has 8 different layers. The deeper it gets, the more vague the topics become. Some could be a bit not safe for work, so please keep that in mind. So with that, let's dive deep within the iceberg. The first level of the iceberg is the new jammer. Mainlands. The mainlands are the lands you can go in on Animal Jam. You can view them all in the map area: Jamaa Township, Lost Temple of Zeos, and Mount Shavir, to name a few. Starter animals. The starter animals are the animals you can select when starting off your Animal Jam account. Most commonly known ones are the wolf, the bunny, and the monkey. In-game currency. The in-game currency in Animal Jam is gems, being the easy ones to obtain in minigames and such, then the diamonds and sapphires being the currency obtained by buying with real money. You can now get sapphires with other methods, at least in Play Wild. I'm not too sure about Classic, but it's still not as common to get, especially not in high amounts. Guest jammers. It says that this is an only Play Wild thing. I wasn't even aware of that myself, but guest jammers are basically players that haven't made an account and don't have a player username in the game. They are just called guest jammers with a gray tag instead of the usual yellow tag most jammers have. Small house. The small house is the den you get to start off with when first creating your Animal Jam account. Bubble chat and free chat. Bubble chat is a more restricted chat that allows only certain words or phrases to be said. Free chat is a chat where you can type anything you want, although, as many people know, a lot of bad words or sentences won't be allowed to say, and if you say something really bad, they'll suspend your chat for a few hours or a whole day. Emotes. The emotes are basically just in-game emojis to represent how you're feeling. You can use them and they'll pop up above your animal's head. Mini-games. The mini-games are playable games in Animal Jam that you can play to get gems. They typically make mini-games based off of other big, popular games. Reporting. Reporting is when you report another player for doing something against the Animal Jam rules or guidelines. Bepper. Bepper was a YouTuber for the game Animal Jam who was very popular and well known. They received the Jambassador status, which was a title Animal Jam gave to some of its players. Jamaa Journal. The Jamaa Journal is a newsletter you receive in Animal Jam that tells you about upcoming news and events going on in the game. Alphas. The alphas are known characters in the game that are connected to the lore of Animal Jam. They are said to be the protectors of Animal Jam and help fight off the Phantoms in the Phantom War, leading to a victory for the animal side. Masterpieces. Masterpieces are a way of drawing or painting in-game and saving your art and putting them up in your den. They have obvious restrictions tied to them. There are certain things that cannot be approved. Old Wave Jambassadors. I think this is referring to the very first Jambassadors in the game. Jambassadors were ambassadors for the game Animal Jam, and they were chosen by HHQ themselves. The very first few people were some of the most famous YouTubers in the Animal Jam community. Spikes. Spikes are some of the most known and wanted items in Animal Jam. At least for Classic, they are very popular in-game. Play Wild, they are too, just not to the same extent. Account hijacking. This is referring to how people can get hacked in Animal Jam. This happens more commonly than most people would expect. Whenever someone is hacked, it's a pretty big deal in the community. Arctic wolves. Arctic wolves are one of the playable animals in Animal Jam. They are very popular to play in the game, especially to wear spiked collars on. Some people even find Arctic wolves to be annoying. That's how overused they became. Membership. Membership is a feature on Animal Jam that some players can purchase with real money or in-game sapphires. The feature allows you to get bonuses and more stuff than someone without a membership. Julian2. Julian2 was a YouTuber for the game Animal Jam who was very popular and well known. He was also a Jambassador like Bepper was. Blocking. Blocking is when you block another jammer in the game. Usually you do this for your own personal reasons. It doesn't actually do anything other than make it so you cannot see what the person says if you do see them in the overworld. Buddies. Buddies are basically your friends in Animal Jam. You can request to buddy someone, or someone can request to buddy you. Phantoms. Phantoms are the bad creatures on Animal Jam. They are also tied along with the lore of the game. They fought against the alphas. Account suspension. Account suspension is when your Animal Jam account gets suspended. Usually this only lasts a day, but it can be for longer depending on how many times you've been suspended. Apari. Apari was another popular YouTuber for Animal Jam who was given the Jambassador status by AJHQ. Jamograms. Jamograms are letters you can send to other jammers on Animal Jam, although if it's Play Wild, you can only send them to your buddies. Official YouTube channel. This is referring to Animal Jam's official YouTube channel that is run by AJHQ. It usually posts updates or other Animal Jam content. Play Wild. Play Wild is the mobile version of Animal Jam that was launched December 2014 for beta testers and later in May 2015 for all other people. WisteriaMoon. WisteriaMoon was another popular YouTuber for Animal Jam that was given the Jambassador title. Scamming. Scamming is something in Animal Jam that is mostly frowned upon. It is when a player tricks another player into giving an unfair trade and scamming the person in the process. Whenever someone scams someone, it's usually a pretty big deal in the community. AJHQ. AJHQ stands for Animal Jam Headquarters. They are in charge of the game and their headquarters is in Utah. They run both the YouTube and Instagram accounts for Animal Jam and do a lot more for the game. Shops. Shops are the game stores in Animal Jam. These include clothing stores, den stores, sapphire stores, and some other stores. Myra and Zeos. No one knows how Animal Jam was created, except that Myra and Zeos probably had something to do with it. It is told in the lore that Zeos created the world of Animal Jam and became lonely, so then he created Myra. Then they both created animals in life together. They are now known as legends in the game. Trading. Trading was a feature in Animal Jam that allowed you to trade any other players in the game. After certain items started becoming rare, it became a fun and addictive way to play the game. The Claw. The Claw was a minigame in Animal Jam that would allow you to get plushies of your playable animals in the game. You would have to spend 5 coins in order to give it a shot, and it wasn't guaranteed that you'd even get a plushie, since it was random odds. Starter items. The starter items on Animal Jam are the clothing and dead items you get at the very start. Everyone gets the same things at the beginning of their game to start them off. And we are done the new jammer. The second level of the Iceberg is the Acquainted jammer. Giveaways. Giveaways are typically when a jammer hosts a contest for items of theirs, which they'll give away to the winner. They happen on YouTube channels a lot so they can get more subscribers. Giveaways are also a form of scamming though, and players sometimes try to trick others by hosting a pretend giveaway. Aladdin. This is only for Animal Jam Classic, but from what I've gathered, Aladdin was a popular server from Animal Jam because everyone would like to trade in it, kind of like how Play Wild has its trading dens that were impossible to get into. Lucky Clover's Spike Reward. The Lucky Clover Spike Reward refers to how you could get a chance to find a spiked collar or spiked collar wristband in Animal Jam Classic. You'd have to participate in an Animal Jam adventure called Lucky Clovers. The Lost Jammer. The Lost Jammer was a player in the game that was claimed to be a regular jammer, who then got scammed and afterwards he devoted the rest of his life to hacking Animal Jam to obtain account information. But others have said he was an AJ staff member who was fired and then used inside information to access other accounts. No one really knows what's the truth. He was a black wolf with beady eyes. Magenta Furry Hat. Magenta Furry Hat was a popular item in the game with 3 different variants. The real magenta hat, the fake magenta hat, and the glitched all magenta one. Pepper had worn this item on her main look, leading to its enhanced popularity. Member emotes. Member emotes are emotes that, like I was saying, are just emojis in Animal Jam, but the member ones are special ones that only members can use. Master Tracks. Master Tracks are a minigame feature in Animal Jam Play Wild where you can make your own music or song. This is a more recent feature. Fandom Worth Wikis. The Fandom Worth Wiki was a site online that had lots of good information about Animal Jam. A lot of players could use it to understand what the items were worth on the game. Name change. The name change on Animal Jam is when they decided to call the main computer Animal Jam Classic, and call Animal Jam Play Wild just Animal Jam. This left a lot of jammers in rage, and honestly it's understandable as it was a confusing name swap. I still to this day refer to the mobile Animal Jam as Play Wild, although I do call the computer one Classic now. Feral. Feral was a game made by Wildworks, who were the same people who made Animal Jam. It was similar to Animal Jam except it had more mature themes and could be played by older people, although as some might know it was unfortunately shut down and that was the end of its story. National Geographic Ties. National Geographic Ties is basically how Animal Jam and National Geographic were partnered up together, although eventually National Geographic decided to part ways with Animal Jam and cut ties. Some say they left Animal Jam when it started to have its downfall. Juno. Juno was an ancient hero for the Arctic Wolves. The Arctic Wolf statue in the Temple of the Ancients was revealed to be Juno, who had apparently been turned into stone and was trapped in the temple for years. Jelly Jones. Jelly Jones was another popular YouTuber who was given the Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ. Lilac Petal. Lilac Petal was also another popular YouTuber who was given the Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ. They ended up becoming a toy review channel, last I remember. Trust Trading. Trust trading is when two players trust one another by doing risky trades. One will trade a good item for a bad item in hopes that the person will trade them back the good item for the bad item they got, further implying the trust in trust trading. Hot Cocoa. The Hot Cocoa refers to the minigame in Animal Jam that allows you to make hot chocolate for your animal to enjoy. The Forgotten Desert. The Forgotten Desert is a members-only adventure. It was the first adventure to feature only flying animals. You can find treasure chests and rewards inside that are scattered around the map. Cross-trading. Cross-trading was something that players discovered. Basically, you could trust someone to trade items in Animal Jam Classic to items in Play Wild. So mostly always a fair trade, but it's just on different games, so it's more complicated. You'd both have to have a way of communicating throughout the process so that it goes smoothly. Oh, and it's technically against the AJ rules, but people still do it. AJ Crocodile. The AJ Crocodile is a mascot for AJHQ on the game. It is a white and pink crocodile with a mustache, and it's pretty iconic. Item Economy. Item Economy refers to Animal Jam's rarity and the in-game worth system for items. Some items are very rare and some others aren't, and players can get swept up by their items and their worths. Online Safety Quiz. Online Safety Quiz was an in-game quiz to test the knowledge of staying safe online. The quiz is in the main floor of the Chamber of Knowledge. Play Wild NPCs. The Play Wild NPCs are some of the characters in games such as Leone, Arthur, the Phantom, and others on the game. They aren't actually players, and they're just there to add or be features to the game. Lesser used animals. The lesser used animals are the playable animals in game that aren't as popular. You don't see many people playing them, and there's usually a reason why. Amino. Amino is an app for fan communities to communicate and post things on, and there's one for Animal Jam on there too. From what I saw, they still seem active to this day. New Wave Jambasters. So this could refer to the very recent wave of Jambasters, or it could refer to the ones that came after the very first classic Jambasters. I'm pretty sure there are at least 3 waves. Either way, basically new Jambasters got added to the game after the first ones. Master Blocks. Master Blocks is a minigame feature in Animal Jam Play Wild where you can build things using pixel blocks. You had to be a member to save them as den items, although that might have changed in recent times. Scorm. Scorm was another popular Animal Jam YouTuber who also was a Jambassador. He got into some drama in the community after selling items and hasn't really been spoken about since. Member Elitism. Member Elitism refers to how players with membership seem above anyone without it, and how members are treated better and are given way more features. This is just something many people notice in the Animal Jam community. Seasonal events. The seasonal events in Animal Jam are any kinds of parties or events that happen for a holiday or season of the year, such as the Jamaliday party that happens every December. Even something like the Summer Carnival is a seasonal event, even though it's not a party. Pronoun masterpieces. The pronoun masterpieces are when someone creates a masterpiece and includes their pronouns on them. From what people say, the masterpieces don't get approved from AJHQ, but then sometimes they do. Like it's 50-50, which isn't really fair as they aren't really drawing anything wrong. Shop King. Shop King was another popular Jambassador YouTuber on Animal Jam, and they had a lot of drama surrounding them too. They were selling items and doing other bad things, which the community was very upset about. They haven't been talked about since then. Name tags options. For name tag options, I assume they mean how you can swap what kind of name tags you see in the game, like how you can either see your animal's name or your account username. My Shop plus Explore. First of all, the My Shop is an in-game shop players can have to sell their own items to other players. The Explorer is a new feature in Animal Jam Play Wild that allows you to search up those items that players sell in their stores. Parent Tools. The Parent Tools is an online site for parents, or yourself, if you're an older player of Animal Jam. It basically just holds all your information and you can disable in-game Animal Jam features if needed, or even change your language. Giant Plushies. The Giant Plushies are just regular plushies, except they are of course giant, bigger versions. Flash shutdown situation. The Flash shutdown situation was when Flash was being shut down, and since Animal Jam Classic ran on it and was on computers, everyone was scared for the future of the game. People thought it was the end of Animal Jam. As we know now, it wasn't the end, although the game started getting less and less popular around the time. Den music. Den music is the music you can choose to play in your dens on Animal Jam. There is quite a big selection of tracks, and usually, with every new den, a new song comes along with it. And we are done the Acquainted Jammer. The third level of the Iceberg is the Jammer. Just Jammer. Brief warning, this part has a lot of things listed in it. Complete lack of bed items. The complete lack of bed items means how on Animal Jam it seems like there's no bed-related items whatsoever. There's no real explanation as to why, but it's assumed that they think it could get weird if there was beds on the game. A lot of people get creative and make their own beds from other items. Also, I'm pretty sure Classic has some bed items, but it's just Play Wild that doesn't. Angry parents. The angry parents refers to the parents of the kids who are playing Animal Jam, and some of you may know AgeHQ has done some bad things now, leading to parents to get angry at Animal Jam too. Cross-trading for out-of-game art. Cross-trading for out-of-game art is basically just commissioning another player to draw a character of yours, but by paying them in Animal Jam items. They don't draw you on the Animal Jam Masterpiece software, but instead on a different drawing software, and you'd likely be communicating on a social media platform to receive said commission. Item generators. Item generators are something you can find online, and they are seemingly ways to create rare items for your Animal Jam account out of thin air. Although, as many of us know, they don't actually work, and they sometimes end up tricking you into giving out your personal information to them. Glossy versus non-glossy Cupid wings. Glossy versus non-glossy Cupid wings refers to how in Animal Jam there is glossy Cupid wings and there are ones that are not glossy. The glossy ones are worth more than the non-glossy ones, and it's likely this is a way to trick people into getting a bad trade. Pillow pets and their in-real-life counterparts. Pillow pets and their in-real-life counterparts were a promo item you could purchase that would give you in-real-life Animal Jam pillow pets with their in-game versions too. Phantom Dimension. The Phantom Dimension was a feature in Animal Jam Play Wild where you could go through a portal and enter a dimension full of phantoms. Inside this other world, you're able to fight the phantoms with your paint seeds that you'd collect from your paint seed trees. Hidden shops. Hidden shops refers to the shops that many new players wouldn't know about. This is because they are hidden or in an area that is harder to discover. Epic Wonders is an example of one. Pack leaderboards. Pack leaderboards is a feature in Animal Jam Play Wild that shows the stats for most points made up each month in pack runs. This is a pretty competitive thing in the game, for a while Animal Jam HQ was giving out huge rares as prizes to the top people on the leaderboard, although I'm not sure if they still do that. 12 code. The 12 code was just a code for 1 diamond. That's all I could find. I assume at the time this code was created, it was pretty hard to get diamonds, but as we know now, it's not too difficult to receive them by using other free methods. Twinkle0122. Twinkle0122 was another popular YouTuber who had the Jambassador status given by Animal Jam HQ. Other magenta items. Other magenta items means items on Animal Jam that were also magenta colored other than the magenta furry hat. These items were all very valuable to have. Buddy count glitches. Buddy count glitches refers to when some players got an amount of buddies over the 100 limit, which was strange to see since you could only have 100 buddies. As to why it was a glitch. Augmented reality. Augmented reality is a feature that Animal Jam added to Play Wild. It allowed you to bring your animal in your game into real life through the camera's device. Fox re-release. The Fox re-release is when they brought foxes back to Animal Jam Play Wild. They had been in and out of stores a few times, and some players didn't have a chance to buy one, and finally they ended up bringing them back for gems in September 2020. Clark Stacy. Clark Stacy is the co-founder and chief executive at WildWorks, the company that created Animal Jam. Quack City Raid. The Quack City Raid in Animal Jam was a raid that took place in December 2018. The reason he raided the game was because he wanted to protest charging money from players, especially children, for the game. And because he was being heavily censored in Animal Jam, they played as yellow ducks and spammed duck rights. Famous Jammer ships. The famous Jammer ships on Animal Jam were ships made for the famous YouTubers, most typically being the Jambassadors of the game. For anyone who doesn't know, a ship means to take two people and imagine if they liked each other as more than friends. This was a while back when the original Jambassadors were still active, and some of these got out of control and were a bit awkward for people being shipped. Two notable ships at the time were Skepper and Wisteria. Basement of Secrets. The Basement of Secrets was a basement within the Chamber of Knowledge. It was first introduced in January 2016 on Animal Jam Classic. If you clicked on the green chest on the right, it would access a shop. Snowy Claw. Snowy Claw was another famous YouTuber that played Animal Jam who was given the Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ. They also worked with HHQ for a bit, which I don't think any other Jambasters did that. Blackout Spike Fluctuation. Blackout Spike Worth Fluctuation refers to how the item Blackout Spike in Play Wild has undergone a bunch of different rarity statuses in the game. It seems to go up or down depending on if Animal Jam HQ gives the item out as prizes, which when they give out rare items as gifts or prizes, unfortunately it puts the rarity down for the item. Look Stereotypes. Look stereotypes means the stereotypes us players give to other players. This is based on how others dress in the game. For example, a lot of players would dress super similar, usually being an Arctic wolf with a spiked collar and a flower crown. These kinds of players were perceived as cool and rare. Wretched Jungle. Wretched Jungle was a famously known hacker in Animal Jam Classic. A bunch of jammers were being hacked, Animal Jam's site went down for a bit and no one could play, and even Julian 2 got banned. But then after all that, Wretched Jungle was banned on Animal Jam, so it's assumed that he caused all that. Secret Colors. For the Secret Colors, I'm unsure which to talk about since I'm pretty sure they happened on both Play Wild and on Classic. For Play Wild, you'd have to tap on colors in the list in a certain way to obtain the secret ones to appear. This was a fun feature they added. For Classic, it was basically just a magenta color, and it was a glitch, not a planned feature, because the color they used as a preset behind everything was magenta. Milky and Pearly Tiaras. The Milky and Pearly Tiaras were an item in Animal Jam Classic from beta testing, both being extremely rare, especially the Pearly Tiara, although they look very similar to the other versions of the tiaras that are in the stores, making it kinda hard to tell the difference. The difference is in the jewel colors in their centerpiece. Storylines Behind Adventures. Storylines Behind Adventures refers to the adventures you could play in Animal Jam Classic and how they had stories about the lore in the game. The story usually being about the Phantoms and the Alpha's efforts to defeat them. Submit a Request. Submit a Request is a feature in Animal Jam where you could submit a question or feedback for the game. Tavi. Tavi is the alpha of the Dolphins and primarily is shown in Animal Jam Classic. Her first appearance was in the adventure Too Deep. YouTube Streamers. YouTube streamers are Animal Jam YouTubers that do live streams, typically being the popular ones or Jambassadors. Data Breach. The Data Breach was an unfortunate event that happened in Animal Jam. The Data Breach exposed personal information of approximately 46 million accounts. It was a big deal when it happened, and Animal Jam HQ and WildWorks had to inform its players about the user accounts that were being compromised. It started a lot of drama in the Animal Jam community, going as far as players blaming Animal Jam HQ for having such a low security system. Jambassador Impersonators. Jambassador impersonators were basically imposters or fakes of the real Jambassadors. You'd see them on Animal Jam with a username that was similar to a famous YouTuber, or even sometimes they'd try to claim they were the Jambassador but on a spare account. Sephi. Sephi was another popular YouTuber who also had the Jambassador status given by Animal Jam HQ. AJ Jump. AJ Jump was a mobile app designed by WildWorks, and it was based off Animal Jam Classic's Sky High minigame. The game involves a jumping kangaroo jumping up a series of platforms. The app was released on December 2013. Birthday Codes. The birthday codes in Animal Jam were codes given to players for AJ's birthdays. Each year they would usually give out a new birthday code. Some examples were PW B-Day 2, AJ B-Day, and AJ B-Day 7. Inappropriate Masterpieces Getting Through Filter. The Inappropriate Masterpieces Getting Through Filter refers to how many inappropriate or too scary for Animal Jam masterpieces got approved to the game. It's always kinda a wonder how these bad masterpieces make it into the game as they go against the Animal Jam rules for masterpieces, although we don't really know. Official Instagram. The official Instagram means the Instagram account run by Animal Jam HQ. Even though they don't like it when you talk about social media in the game, they do have their own Instagram account themselves. Child Predators Galore. Child Predators Galore refers to how many groomers and predators there are on Animal Jam. They don't seem to get banned either, so it confuses the community as to how they're still roaming the game to this day, as Animal Jam is supposed to be a safe kids game. So again, it's the question of how are they allowed to be on there when there's been endless proof on their wrongdoings. Gem Codes. Gem Codes are codes in Animal Jam that allow you to receive free gems. There's actually quite a lot of these codes out there, although some might not be working anymore. Stripe Club and Other Things You'll Get Banned for Saying. Stripe Club and Other Things refers to how when you say certain phrases on Animal Jam, you'll either get a message telling you to not say bad things, or get a suspension for the chat for a day, or even worse, get banned completely. Breaking the Mount Severe Ice. Breaking the Mount Severe Ice was something that was rumored to happen if you and a bunch of other players jumped on the ice in Mount Severe. Although this was false and couldn't actually happen, recently on Animal Jam Play Wild, this became a feature where you could go below the ice and play a game called Phantom Ice Caverns. Pride Flag Master Blocks / Masterpieces. The Pride Flag Master Blocks and Masterpieces is pixelated art and drawings of Pride Flags, which can be really nice for some of the players in the game to have. Sometimes they'll get accepted into the game and other times they don't. Domestic Animal Influx. Domestic Animal Influx refers to how Animal Jam Play Wild added a bunch of dogs and cats into their game month after month. They kept adding animals like dogs and cats. It was kind of a strange move for Animal Jam, although it wasn't a bad one. But they kept adding so many that a lot of players started getting annoyed and actually wanted the regular wild animals to make a return. Euphemisms. I'm not really sure what's meant for this one. I think by the term they mean offensive, and they included the word tiki and cross in brackets. It's possible this means items that came across as offensive to some, and that's probably the case. I'm not 100% sure that's what they meant though, so don't take my word on it. Scullies. Scullies were the first tail item in Animal Jam, brought to the game in 2010 for beta testing, although they had to be removed early on because of how they looked on pandas when they did the play action. It was inappropriate to say the least. Seasonal animals. Seasonal animals refers to animals that come in different seasons or times of the year. For example, this year deer has made its return to the game. Glitched Rings. The Glitched Rings in Animal Jam Classic were released on September 2013 and were only available in 2 glitched variants, but shortly after its release it was replaced with 8 new variants, so the original 2 glitched rings are very valuable to the Animal Jam community, and apparently a 3rd glitched ring was given out in early 2018 from a live stream from Animal Jam HQ. Animal Jammer 330. Animal Jammer 330 was a popular YouTuber that made Animal Jam videos. This is all I could find of their channel. Surprisingly, I don't remember this person, and I'm unsure if they removed a bunch of their videos or if they just had that one popular Animal Jam Wrecking Ball music video that broke 2.6 million views. Funny enough, I certainly did watch that music video when I was a kid. Leamonpuppy. Wait, what? Leamonpuppy is a YouTuber for Animal Jam. She was not given Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ for obvious reasons, but she has claimed she doesn't even want it. She is the first Play Wild YouTuber on this list. Username changing. Username changing is when you change your username on Animal Jam. This is allowed, but you can only do it once, and it is only accessible to do it in Animal Jam parent settings. Major. Major refers to an Animal Jam. When selecting your animal's name that contains 3 words in it, it is possible to choose the combo Major, which typically for most of the words, you can't use 3 of them. Dash Tag. Dash Tag is a mobile app made by Wildworks and Animal Jam HQ. It is an endless runner game that involves running through 3 lanes. In the game, you're running away from a panda named Misha and navigating the pet through a pathway. Hamstery. Hamstery is a popular YouTuber and was given the Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ. They're also super talented at drawing. Hyene1. Hyene1 plays Animal Jam. They are a known predator on the game and have drawn many inappropriate masterpieces that somehow got accepted into Animal Jam, some being too adult themed and some having bad flags presented in them. Somehow Animal Jam HQ doesn't mind them being in their game and accepted all of their art when everyone knows what they've done and what they've said to players, but I won't get into this much as there are other videos you can go watch on this terrible matter. Spiny Boys. Spiny Boys refers to a brown koala with a tan undercoat wearing a blue head flower and green lie. Their main goal was to dominate Animal Jam, and they were created by Julian 2 as a joke, but then they started appearing everywhere on the game. Swear words written with pillows. Swear words written with pillows means when players would use the Animal Jam pillow den items to make bad words, and technically since it's not in the chat and it's just den decorating, people could get away with it, and potentially kids could see the swear words in these players' dens. I'm showing a classic photo of it as Play Wilds was way more noticeable to read, and I even cut out the end part. Treasure hunts. Treasure hunts was a daily feature in Animal Jam Play Wild where you could hunt for items and gems. For all the animals you owned in the game, 1 treasure hunt was given to the players, and you get 5 keys for each animal. That means 5 chances to select an area for each hunt, although they removed this feature in April 2020. Promo boxes. Promo boxes were Animal Jam boxes you could purchase, and you'd receive toys and appeal, but you would also get a promo code for an exclusive item in Animal Jam. These Animal Jam boxes are now discontinued. Trading dens. Trading dens are basically famous players that had their dens dedicated to being trading dens. Players would learn about these dens from either social media or from their buddies on the game. Some notable dens were Fancy Shorts, Woo Moos, Chief Strong Clouds. These dens all still exist, although I'm not sure how popular they are. Masterpiece commissioning. Masterpiece commissioning is similar to the other commissioning method I mentioned earlier, where you pay items for art off-game, but this is instead paying with items for in-game art. Headdress controversy plus removal. Headdress controversy plus removal refers to how Animal Jam HQ might have permanently discontinued the item Headdress from Animal Jam Classic because they were trying to avoid cultural appropriation, but they still kept the item in game if anyone had bought in and owned it. This topic has lots of opinions and drama surrounding it. I'm personally not going to get into that. Safe Chat Plus. Safe Chat Plus is a chat that has to be activated in the Animal Jam parent dashboard. The player can type anything they like, but it's passed through a safety filter to prevent inappropriate chats. This chat is known by the community as Free Chat. The Daily Explorer. The Daily Explorer is the official blog of Animal Jam. It's updated every so often with news, contests, spotlights, and other topics related to Animal Jam. It's funny since it literally just posts the same stuff it does over on their Instagram, but hey, they're still active to this day, gotta give some credit. Jammers over the age of 18. Jammers over the age of 18 are players of Animal Jam who are older than 18 years old. There are in fact people older than 18. It's not as common, but they are there. Typically a lot of older players have a reason to stick by the game, such as a social media presence, or perhaps they are still addicted to the trading feature. And we are done the Jammer. That was a lot. The fourth level of the Iceberg is the Experienced Jammer. Best Guess XP Farming. The Best Guess XP farming is when you are playing the game Best Guess on Animal Jam Play Wild, and you just let your phone sit in either the true or false section while collecting gems. Typically this is done while you're doing something else, so it's good for multitasking. Once in a while, a screen pop-up will ask you if you're still there. You just click yes and keep letting your game sit there. AJ is shutting down troll videos / articles. AJ shutting down refers to how many players kept saying Animal Jam was going to shut down, or how it was the end of Animal Jam, usually in YouTube videos or articles or posts on social media. Obviously Animal Jam didn't shut down, but many people did say these things for reasons of Flash shutting down or Animal Jam's game going downhill in recent years. Reporting usually does next to nothing. Reporting usually does next to nothing refers to how when you use the in-game reporting system to report players for bullying, scamming, or other reasons, it doesn't actually do anything to that player. And if it does, it's not even that severe. Leap year items. The leap year items on Animal Jam are items from a party celebrating real-life leap year in the game, which means every 4 years Animal Jam has a leap year party. You can purchase leap year items there. These are usually frog or bunny themed items. HHQ's item worth manipulation. HHQ's item worth manipulation refers to how Animal Jam brings back old rare items to the game and messes up the worth system. This also could refer to how Animal Jam has quote-unquote accidentally brought in different colored and glitched items into the game. Some speculate that maybe this is on purpose to cause hype in the trading community. Keck. Keck is a popular YouTuber that makes videos for Animal Jam Classic and sometimes Play Wild. He creates videos that are very informal and relative to the games. Sabertooth vs. Direwolf Debate. The Sabertooth vs. Direwolf Debate was a social media event at VidCon during June 2018. The Jambasters were distributed between the two teams and had to battle in a series of events to determine the winning team. Walking the dog. Walking the dog refers to how you can choose the name, walking the dog, for your animal's name, as you're practically saying you're gonna walk the dog. Obscure collector's items. Obscure collector's items are collector's items that are usually den items worth collecting, although obscure ones are lesser seen or more rare den items. Leaderboard pack culture. Leaderboard pack culture refers to how some packs are very competitive with their pack runs. Some people in the game take packs very seriously, and other players who don't care much about it, it's a bit confusing to understand for. Muddy Paw Prints. The Muddy Paw Prints in Animal Jam was a den item released in October 2016 and was formerly sold in a hidden shop located within the Epic Dens version of the Haunted Manor. The hidden shop was called Mystery 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 and could be opened by clicking on the fourth Muddy Paw Print within the Epic Den. This led a lot of jammers to be confused as there was no announcement of this item. Red Paint. The red paint was another den item on Animal Jam and was sold at Gem Mart Furniture, being released in March 2015, then released on June 2016 in the Studio Corner Shop. The red paint color version appeared for a few days, but then soon after it was changed into an orange shade, after kind of resembling blood to the players in the game. River Race. River Race was a 1 to 4 player mini game that was introduced during beta testing. The game was played by navigating a small boat down a river while avoiding rocks and whirlpool obstacles that would slow down your boat. The objective of the game was to reach the finish line before any other boats got there first. It was originally found in Jama Township and later added to the Seoul Arcade, but later removed from both those locations in 2012, although this game can still be played by using the Den Arcade version of River Race, but that's the only way it can be played. Inactive account tiger. Inactive account tiger refers to when a player has been inactive for 170 days or more, and the player card will turn gray and not show their animal, but instead a dark gray silhouette of a standing tiger. Players cannot interact with them at this stage, as their den becomes locked and they cannot receive jamgrams, and the jammer's wall button is constantly loading, although if you're their buddy, you can still remove them. Chat filter banning forest. Chat filter banning forest refers to how the chat system in Animal Jam is pretty strict with what you can say and can't say. Sometimes even words that should be totally fine just don't work, like forest for example. Sometimes it'll work and other times it'll prevent you from saying it, and it's confusing on why. August 2020 update. The August 2020 update was when Animal Jam was having their 10th birthday. Rhinos were the animal that came out during that time, and for whatever reason it took a while for the Apple devices to receive this update. HI items on sale on eBay. The HI items on sale on eBay refers to how players in the game will try to sell their items for real-life money. Typically, they'll be sold on eBay, although a lot of players will use social media platforms and PayPal to sell their items too. Leaderboard pack leaders. Leaderboard pack leaders means the leader of a pack, the one who created the pack. They are the ones in charge and sometimes will be very strict with requirements for the pack, such as you needing to scrounge up a bunch of pack points. Null. Null was supposed to be a player in the game. No one actually knows if he really was or not, and he's been in many creepypastas and stories. You'll sometimes see players in Null's den, and nobody knows why. Null could have been a beta tester account created by AgeHQ back in the day, or perhaps they're just a glitch. The word null means being zero, or amounting to nothing, so it's possible it's just the default that comes up when seeing where other players are in the game. AJ YouTube intros. AJ YouTube intros refers to the YouTubers for Animal Jam that made edited intros of their Animal Jam characters and the game dancing to the music while they're listing off their YouTube channel name and text. I used to have one of these. I really can't deny that, as embarrassing as it is. Animal Jam Archives. The Animal Jam Archives is a site that holds a lot of Animal Jam backgrounds and animals in their PNG transparent format. They are listed in alphabetical format to make life easier for you, and when making thumbnails or posts, it is super helpful to use the Animal Jam Archives site to gather your pictures from. Songs. Songs refers to the many songs in Animal Jam, such as the music you hear in lands around Animal Jam to music you hear in parties and dens. There's even seasonal music for different times of the year. Jambaster impersonators. This was mentioned earlier on the jammer list part. I think it was accidentally put in twice, but I still wanted to go in order of everything put down on the list, so just ignore this. Glitching into animal-only parties as a different animal. Glitching into animal-only parties as a different animal refers to how in Animal Jam, sometimes when going to animals' parties or an animal hideout, you would glitch into them as whatever animal you were using when entering, such as going to the snow leopards-only hideout as an Arctic wolf. Animated shorts. The animated shorts on Animal Jam are the short animation videos made by Animal Jam HQ themselves that were posted on their official YouTube channel. These are very short and sweet animated videos about the playable animals on the game. Tunnel Town. Tunnel Town is an app that was created by Wildworks in collaboration with National Geographic Kids. It's a spin-off game from Animal Jam, and it's available on mobile devices. In Tunnel Town, the player can help the bunnies of Jamal build a secret underground empire, where they can dig tunnels and chambers and decorate them with toys and furniture their bunnies can use. Flower Crown re-release. The Flower Crown re-release means when the rare Flower Crown item returned to Play Wild on April 2019, they came to the store Epic Wonders for 2,200 gems. When this happened, there was mixed feelings with the players on the game. Some were happy to finally get their hands on a Flower Crown, but others were disappointed that their rare item had returned to stores for everyone to purchase. External advertisements. External advertisements refers to the advertising used for Animal Jam either with its ads, websites, or social media interaction. Animal Jam has ads before on both their Instagram page and YouTube channel. Years back, they had commercials for their collaboration with McDonald's and their Happy Meal toys, and they also had ads for the toys they've sold in the past. Little Glazed. Little Glazed? Well, I tried searching everywhere and found nothing. All I know is that they were a player on Animal Jam Play Wild. If anyone knows anything about this, drop a comment. Weird WikiHow articles. The Weird WikiHow articles refers to an article site online called WikiHow, which would tell you how to do things on Animal Jam. Some were normal articles, and some were kinda weird. I found one called How to Get a Boyfriend on Animal Jam, which took you step by step on how to get one. Ridiculous App Store reviews. Ridiculous App Store reviews means how Animal Jam's reviews in the App Store can either be really good or really bad, and it doesn't seem like there's any in between. Some players have even given this game brutally honest reviews, and it shows. Adopt a Pet. Adopt a Pet was a series of purchasable Animal Jam toys that came with exclusive codes that could be redeemed on the game. You would unlock each pet on a feature called the Adopt a Pet checklist. Username stuck as New Jammer. Username stuck as New Jammer refers to how some players stayed as New Jammer instead of getting their username that they chose. The potential reasons for this happening is that they picked a name that broke the AJ username's rules, or your username just hasn't been approved yet. AJ Play Wild Beta Development Stage. AJ Play Wild Beta Development Stage was a beta testing for Animal Jam Play Wild that started on December 2014 and ended on May 2015. During this time, players could test Animal Jam's newly created virtual mobile app, Animal Jam Play Wild. People still sometimes reminisce about the old beta days due to there being beta items and old features. Furface. Furface is another YouTuber for Animal Jam that was given the Jambassador status by Animal Jam HQ. Phantom Emotes. Phantom Emotes were a set of emotes that can be bought from the Phantom Dimension for 12,000 Phantom tokens. They come in a set with 6 different kinds of Phantom-related emotes inside. And we are done, the Experienced Jammer. The 5th level of the Iceberg is the Accomplished Jammer. Leone items were often discovered before release. Leone items were often discovered before release just means that players in the game figured out when items were going to be given out in advance. The ways they found out were by seeing teaser posts on Animal Jam HQ's Instagram page around the time Leone was still a new novelty to the community. Glowing hacks. Glowing hacks were a glitch/hack on the game where your character would have a glowing effect around it. Players that figured it out wouldn't share how it worked, so it was unknown how to obtain this hack/glitch on the game. Lesser known creepypastas. Warning, a gore-related image is about to be shown. Lesser-known creepypastas refers to creepypastas made for Animal Jam that weren't as popular or well-known as some of the other stories. Players have heard many stories about F-Man, but not so much about the lesser-known stories. For example, I found one called Lisa's Creativity. The myth of beta items. The myth of beta items refers to how many players in the game call items beta, when those items didn't actually come from beta testing days, or perhaps they did, but they had come back after the beta testing days, making them not actually from beta stage anymore. So technically, it's wrong to call them actual betas on the game. Calling them rares would make more sense, although many players don't care about this and just call items they think are rare by the beta term, and I can't really blame them, as I sometimes do the same. Pyrocrust. Pyrocrust was a player in Animal Jam. Here's some backstory before we get into who they are, as it's kind of a long story. Basically, in Animal Jam Play Wild, a bunch of items that were being traded around had a different color variant that they really shouldn't have, such as the rare cami that only comes in a green color. Well, it was seen in a brown color, for example, and the player Pyrocrust finally revealed the true story behind all these different colored items. They go on to explain that the items weren't hacked, but they were glitched. How their account got hacked, and they complained to Animal Jam HQ, saying to please return the items. Animal Jam actually returned the items to them, but they were weird colors, and after a while they got traded around for bigger rares in the game, and eventually the glitched items just got reverted back to their original color anyways. WildWorks site. The WildWorks site is a website created for the company WildWorks, which is the company that created the game Animal Jam. They list information for their company and some popular games that they've created. Julian 2 kicked from the Jambassador team. Julian 2 kicked from the team refers to how the old Jambassador called Julian 2 was removed from the Jambassador program by Animal Jam HQ themselves. Julian 2 made a video as a joke on the WikiHow tutorials and tested them out for fun. One of the tutorials he chose was a very inappropriate one, but he put it in the video anyways, and even was the thumbnail. Because of this, his account received a 2-week-long suspension. He apologized many times for his actions, but it was apparent that Animal Jam HQ did not want them a part of the Jambassador program anymore, and he was completely removed from it. Red, green, and blue glitched items. The red, green, and blue glitched items were items in Animal Jam that were somehow glitched in as another color that it wasn't supposed to be. These colors were either red, blue, or green, such as the glitched Golden Eagle gauntlets. Fun fact, I actually owned one of these glitched items myself. It was the red bald eagle bow and arrows given to me by a close friend. I have a video where I'm wearing them as my sheep character. For anyone wondering, whenever I wore it, it was hard to take off. I'd have to log off the game completely and go back on just to remove it off my animal for another back item. I don't have it anymore, and I don't remember who I gave it to. It's possible it was removed from the game by now or reverted back to normal. Pack run cheats. Pack run cheats are just ways to do pack runs and play wild more efficiently than normal. Some methods and tips include: don't do solo runs, go for platforms instead of points when searching, if you see another player coming towards you, run away in a different direction, return to the base at 2 minutes left, just in case, and that's all the tips and pointers I could find. Weird lore theories. Weird lore theories refers to theories about Animal Jam that were posted either on YouTube or another social media platform. These related to the lore of Animal Jam's game, and some of these theories were crazy and weird to say the least. AJC is obsolete. AJC is obsolete means how Animal Jam Classic has gone downhill and has kind of been thrown aside over the past years, getting no new updates, having Flash shut down making it complicated to play, having its name be changed to Animal Jam Classic, and having the mobile version take over its original name of just Animal Jam, and so much more. Many Animal Jam Classic players were upset about all this and feel that the game is truly gone. And of course, many have quit after this game was essentially thrown aside into the shadows. Various DDoS attacks. The various DDoS attacks are malicious network attacks in which hackers overwhelm a website or service with false web traffic. Basically, what that means for Animal Jam's case is how many times they've been hacked or almost hacked. In general, they have a very low security system, and for a game like Animal Jam, that isn't a good idea to have such low security, especially when players' information or accounts could be on the line. Cammy's Frog Origin. Cammy's Frog Origin refers to the den item on Animal Jam, called Cammy's Frog, and its backstory as an item. The plushie was released in August 2016 at the Wild Explorers tent. This item could be bought for a very short period of time, 1,000 gems, by tapping on the Cammy's Frog plushie on the top of the aquarium. This item pays homage to Cammy, who is a young girl in the Wild Explorers tent videos, who was a leukemia survivor and the daughter of a worker at Wildworks. Cammy's Frog was based on Froggy, who was Cammy's stuffed plush in real life. Washington Post article. The Washington Post article was posted back in April 2016 about a concerned parent for their daughter's safety in Animal Jam. The story goes, when the mom's 8-year-old asked to join Animal Jam, she wasn't too worried as it's just a role-playing game collaborated with National Geographic and it has educational aspects. After a while of this child playing the game, she apparently met a friend on the game. The supposed friend was making hard-A's at her and asking to make out with her. The little girl was confused and didn't understand what was really going on. At first, the parent was pretty dramatic to the situation, going as far to say she'd lock the kid's computer until she was old enough to vote. That's actually what the mom said. Although, after this, the mom mentions how she had a talk with her child, and they went over what to do in that situation. And the mom even went on to say that she does enjoy the game, too, as she downloaded it to play with her daughter, and she felt that it was a good game in some ways, but there are also ways that it wasn't so good, which then she went on to explain each way the game was negative in, and I couldn't really disagree with the negative ways she pointed out. Block item. The block item was an item on Animal Jam Play Wild, and for whatever reason, when I searched it up, there was nothing on this, not even photos. I swear there used to be a wiki page somewhere explaining this item, because I know about its existence. And I used it in a video of mine years back, thus how I have the photo on screen. Anyways, this item came up when I searched the word block on Play Wild, and basically it was known to be a test item. It wasn't actually intended to be a den item, nor was it ever in the stores to purchase. Medical Center. The Medical Center was the original room that was located in Jamal Township in Animal Jam. It was first introduced in beta testing, but was removed in February 2012 when it was replaced with the Pillow Room. Then it had been somewhat reintroduced with Gabby's Animal Hospital in the land Kimbara out back later in September 2013. .ajart converters. .ajart converters refers to how some players would turn their PNG files into .ajart files and load them into the game. The Masterpiece art tools in Animal Jam aren't the best, so this was a sneaky way to get around it. Doing this goes against the Animal Jam rules, so players had to do it at their own risk. Animal Jam Outfitters. The Animal Jam Outfitters was an online store for Animal Jam Classic where players could buy Animal Jam merchandise, although it has been taken down and replaced with a shop where you can buy gems, diamonds, sapphires, and membership. AJ Academy. AJ Academy is an educational part of Animal Jam, dedicated to teaching facts about animals and the environment. They have a science, engineering, and art section. They also released an app, AJ Academy Amazing Animals. Cinder. Cinder refers to the NFT game Wildworks, the company who made Animal Jam, created. They took video game assets from their game, Feral, and made them into NFTs, while also shutting down the game Feral in the process. Many players of Animal Jam and Feral were very upset with the game Cinder because 1, they shut down Feral to create it, 2, they are supposed to be a company that's environmental, and 3, it was an obvious cash grab. And we are done the accomplished jammer. The 6th level of the Iceberg is the Descended Jammer. Depth Charge. The Depth Charge is an item on Animal Jam Classic sold at Sunken Treasures that was released on November 2011. The Depth Charge appears as a round underwater mine that is floating at the top of a chain. Despite the name Depth Charge, this item resembles a real-life naval mine more so than a real-life depth charge. Inappropriate file names. Heads up, I'm showing a somewhat bad username in a sec. Inappropriate file names refers to the inappropriate usernames that some players have created and gone away with on the game. You're not allowed to have any bad words or slang in your users, so how these usernames got approved is a mystery. The one I'm showing isn't as bad compared to some others, as I don't want to show any really bad words, obviously. Although it's still crazy that this one even got through the system with what it says. Apari's music. Apari's music refers to how the famous Gembaster and YouTuber Apari started making rapping music over on SoundCloud. He went by the name Frevio, and many players of Animal Jam were shocked at this and also poked fun at him for it. Megan's Bear Make-A-Wish. Megan's Bear Make-A-Wish was a pet that came to Animal Jam. The pet was designed with the help of Megan, a jammer who had her wish come true when she got to go visit Animal Jam HQ and learn about how Animal Jam Classic and Play Wild were made. Inline emotes. Inline emotes refers to emotes that have movement. Non-members were restricted to using only the motionless emotes, and members could use all the emotes, including the animated ones. Animal Jam also had an app where you could download Animal Jam emotes to use in iMessage conversations. This app doesn't exist anymore. Also, I'm unsure if this is what inline emotes actually referred to. If anyone knows anything different, or thinks I'm wrong, please let me know. Tag with Ryan. Tag with Ryan was another mobile app game created by WildWorks, the company that made Animal Jam. Tag with Ryan was pretty much an exact reskinned copy of their other game Dash Tag, which I've already mentioned. And we are done, the Descended Jammer. The 7th level of the Iceberg is the Removed Jammer. 2012 hat. The 2012 hat is an item called the New Year's Party hat, and it was released as a monthly member gift on January 2012. It was a very wanted item by the players in the game. Also, it doesn't specify what 2012 hat item this is referring to, so I hope I got the right one. Pre-AJ WildWorks game. Pre-AJ WildWorks game refers to the video games WildWorks created before they made Animal Jam. Some of the games include B-Movie the Game, Snoopy vs. the Red Baron, Snoopy Flying Ace, Pac-Man World Rally, and Mr. Drillly W. Animal Jam Jr. Animal Jam Jr. was a game that WildWorks was planning on making for preschoolers based around Animal Jam. From what we can infer, they were going to use smaller pet animals as the playable characters, although this game was cancelled as they scrapped everything and focused on just Play Wild and Classic. Playtimer. The Playtimer was an old feature from Animal Jam's beta stage, and it would appear at the top of the screen between the room's name and the police badge. You could click to set the countdown clock. When the time was up, you'd get notified, and the timer icon would glow. Multiplayer minigame inaccuracies. Multiplayer minigame inaccuracies refers to how sometimes, in multiplayer games on Animal Jam, things or characters will glitch during the game. This doesn't always happen, and after a while Animal Jam HQ will patch these silly glitches, but if you've been playing the game for a while, you've probably run into a few during the years. Animal Jam Monopoly. Animal Jam Monopoly was a board game WildWorks created in 2017 for the game Animal Jam that was based off the popular board game title called Monopoly. You travel across the board as Animal Jam animals, build dens, and collect gems along the way. You also have to be careful and try to avoid the evil phantoms. The board game also came out with a code for in-game Animal Jam rewards. AJ Play Wild Alpha Development Stage. The AJ Play Wild Alpha Development Stage was a testing for the game back in 2015, before anyone can actually play and try out the beta testing for Animal Jam Play Wild. Basically, the alpha stage was the test for the game before the beta stage. Some key things from the alpha testing were how Jamal Township looked pretty different. It was more based off the classic versions of Jamal Township. The 3D models were different looking than they are now, and when you were in the color section area, it almost looked as if they were figurines. The only items they really had at this point were dragon wings, dragon mask, butterfly wings, homemade wings, keyboard, royal tiara, sun hat, and a flower crown. Again, a lot had changed from the alpha testing as it was a very rough early on placeholder for the game. Joshua F. and Maximio K. Alamas. This refers to the guys who were featured in the Animal Jam music you hear in the game, which is called AJ's Greatest Hits. Some of their popular songs include AJ Melody, Geckos, and Mystical Morning. And we are done, the Removed Jammer. The 8th and final level of the Iceberg is Jammed Out. Animal Jam Underwear. The Animal Jam underwear was an actual thing you could buy in real life. Alongside the toys Animal Jam created, they also had a few other strange or marketable items that you could buy, such as the underwear. It was called Animal Jam Girl Briefs, and it would come in a pack of 3, and it also came with a promo code inside that could connect you to the Animal Jam game. Underground/Dead Blogs. Underground/Dead Blogs refers to how players on Animal Jam would create blogs for the game, although some blogs would be obscure, scary, strange, or didn't make much sense, and many of them were deleted and can't be found anymore. Overflow Bell. The Overflow Bell refers to how after a while of playing the game Overflow, Are You Still Playing will pop up on your screen with a quiet bell-like sound, which typically you wouldn't hear a bell sound while this pop-up shows. It only happens on the game Overflow. It is unknown on why this occurs, as if it was a glitch, it probably would have been patched by now. It's always remained a mystery on the game for its players. And that is the end of the Iceberg for Animal Jam Classic and Animal Jam Play Wild. Thank you all so much for watching if you made it this far. This video took me a very long time to make. If I got anything wrong in the Iceberg, please let me know in the comments about it, my mistake, as they'll also let other people know too. Again, this Iceberg was created by Antoxtrr on Fandom.com. Thanks for a very well made and thought out Iceberg. And that is the end of this video. It's been Leamonpuppy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next time.